I'm Dana Barrett, and this is Commerce TV. I think if you've lived in Atlanta, you are completely aware of all the movies and TV shows being filmed here, and of course music's been going on here for years and years, but there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes. It's not just turn on your cameras and start rolling, and here to talk to me today about some of that is Thomas Reynolds from Reynolds Law Group. He is an entertainment lawyer here in town. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So this business has been going on here for quite some time. It started with music and it moved into movies because of the tax incentives, right?
Yep, that's exactly right.
So explain a little bit about what the tax incentives do for people.
Sure. The tax incentives were put in place by the state of Georgia a few years ago, and what they do is they incentivize companies to film here and shoot their productions here in Georgia. So you can get tax credits from 10 up to 30% of your budget for your videos or movie production here in the state.
So what does that actually mean? It's not like somebody hands me cash, right?
No, it's not at all. But you have a chance to write off and receive what amounts to cash you would have had to pay otherwise by doing your film production here in the state of Georgia. It's really interesting because it's actually moved Georgia to the #3 spot in the country right now for filming.
What's number 2?
I believe New York and in California.
Hollywood we know. Yeah, Hollywood we know. Okay, so like I said, you don't just roll into town with your cameras and start shooting. There's a lot of preparation that needs to be done, and some of it's legal. So what are some of the things people need to be thinking about as they roll into town?
Sure. A lot of times you need to either have authority from the city to shut off different streets if you're going to be filming and you're going to need a restricted area for yourself. You might need permits from the city to accomplish that. You also need to make sure that you have all your clearances in place and all of your rights in place and documents in place with any actors or models or anybody else who might be extras even that are going to be on there. You need to get disclaimers ahead of time for them all.
So I'm sure not everybody contacts a lawyer up front. They, especially maybe smaller independent film companies, the big guys know what they're doing.
Sure.
Some of the smaller ones, maybe they come in and they start doing things. Have you encountered anybody that's kind of run themselves into a legal problem because they didn't consult someone up front?
Yeah, we actually had an experience relatively recently for one of our, a client that we do some music work for, but oftentimes some of our clients, when they try to do things on their own, they try to do the movie shoot without getting the proper clearances in place and come back to us afterwards to try to clean it up. But when that happens, it creates more of a problem. But you definitely want to make sure that you've got all your documentation ahead of time. And you don't want to run into problems where it's questionable who owns the rights to the actual filming or the production that you've done. That's also a common problem that happens.
So rights is probably one of the biggest issues you deal with, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. When you shoot that video or you shoot that movie and it's not clear, you don't have documentation showing exactly who owns it and what can be done with it, you've basically just made a joint work for hire so that both of you all have the rights to that production.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you really have to be careful.
Oh, you have to.
So do you work with productions of all different sizes, or?
Absolutely. We have a lot of our clients are independent production companies here in the city that want to either get distribution through a major, or we actually worked with a movie that was looking to secure distribution deals. They had actually filmed a movie with Taye Diggs and Lawrence Fishburne and Rick Ross and a few other people.
You had me at Taye Diggs, just saying.
Yep. So we helped negotiate distribution deals for them and try to just explain the different options that are available. A lot of people know this, but you can film and completely fund your own projects and then bring them to a major so that they can distribute them for you. Yeah. And then you get to keep a lot more of your equity. But if funding is tighter, you want to look to the labels or the majors for funding, then you're going to take a lot smaller equity piece, but you've got both of those options to pursue.
It sounds like people need a lot of advice, and especially creative types, because they certainly don't always have both sides of that.
Sure.
So interesting, really great stuff, and always interesting to kind of hear what's going on behind the scenes. I think the only time a lot of us think about lawyers and entertainment is when one of our favorite people gets in trouble, like maybe Reese Witherspoon recently.
Sure.
Just saying.
We do help with that stuff as well. We often find ourselves kind of helping out with a lot of different aspects of the entertainment.
That's probably the fun part in a way. All right, well, this has been another episode of Commerce TV. I'm Dana Barrett. Thanks as always to the Commerce Club. You can find out more about them them at commerceclubatlanta.com. And if you want to get in touch with Thomas, you can find him where?
You can find us on our website at thomasreynoldslaw.com, or you can contact us at the office at 888-665-0241. Thanks, and I look forward to speaking with you all in the future.
Thanks, and we'll see you next time.